It's just in now. A federal judge denying the Justice Department's request to unseal grand jury materials in Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal case. U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmeyer says the grand jury materials do not identify anyone other than Jeffrey Epstein or Maxwell as having had sexual contact with a minor. The request came as Trump supporters pushed for more disclosures related to Maxwell and Epstein. So a bit of information in there, but it will not be made public, at least of now, if ever. Justice Department now opening a grand jury investigation. The New York AG Letitia James, remember what she campaigned on? She was going to get Trump and lock him up. This relating to her civil fraud lawsuit against the president. Trey Gowdy, host of Sunday Night in America, with me now. And Trey, hello to you, sir. Good morning. We might get interrupted. If we do, grant me forgiveness soon, okay? Here we go.
Sir.
Abby Lowell, prominent attorney now, was hired by Letitia James over the weekend. He said this on Saturday.
I don't think there's been an attorney general that has been willing to carry out the president's wrongdoing as much as Pam Bondi has since, I'd say John Mitchell with President Nixon. So this was something he announced, and it's happening as per the game plan he announced.
Okay, so we understand the positions on each side. You understand what a grand jury can and can't do. How do you see it?
A grand jury can do everything you wish a congressional committee could do. They can go get your phone records, your emails, your texts. They can offer immunity to people. I just find it so ironic that Abby is talking about his client being targeted. Bill, she literally ran for office on the promise of targeting Donald Trump. So look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Let's see if she was dumb enough to put emails in there. Hey, let's go after him for this, for undervaluing property, even though no one suffered a loss. So grand juries are incredibly powerful. And as you just reported in your previous story, everything there is secret, Bill. I mean, you don't find out unless a judge unseals it. Okay,
here is J.D. Vance talking to Maria over the weekend on what may come of the Russia matter from Trump 1.0. Just give this a listen here.
I absolutely want to see indictments, Maria. Look, of course, you've got to have the law follow the facts here. You don't just indict people to indict people. You indict people because they broke the law. But if you look at what Tulsi and Kash Patel have revealed in the last couple of weeks, I don't know how anybody can look at that and say that there wasn't aggressive violations of the law. I absolutely think they broke the law, and you're going to see a lot of people get indicted for that.
Okay, now, Trey, there you go. He says absolutely. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I wish he had not added that last sentence. First of all, there's no way for him to know what the grand jury is going to do. He's not supposed to know. It's against the law for anyone to tell him. And I can tell you, Bill, Kash Patel and John Ratcliffe know what it's like to stand in front of a jury and convince 12 of them. I don't think Vice President Vance has ever done that. It's really easy to say people are going to be indicted and they're going to be convicted. But you set people's expectations up here when the reality is that we may have to find them accountable some other way. History, reputation, shame. Prison is not the only form of accountability. You can't go saying people are going to be indicted and then disappoint people once again. It's better to underpromise and then overperform. So I agreed with everything he said until that last sentence.
Okay, got it. Can I double back here on this Epstein news? I know it's fresh. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but and maybe I haven't seen this before, or maybe this is actually new information. So this judge has said the grand jury materials that some people want to make public, which would be an extraordinary fight, probably all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court if they act on it. The material do not identify anyone other than Epstein or Maxwell as having sexual contact with a minor.
Yeah, well, I mean,
go ahead.
If you think about it, it makes sense. So the grand jury is seeking an indictment on Epstein and Maxwell. So why would you have, and first of all, the victims didn't come before the grand jury. They sent cops to summarize the evidence. If you're considering indictments on two people, why would there be any conversation about other folks? You would do that in a different grand jury. So I find this can be utterly unsurprising that cops focused their evidence and their attention on the two people whose names were on the indictment, which is Epstein and Maxwell.
With that, given that answer, this is not going to be made public. after the judge said what he said and after what you just said?
Yeah, well, first of all, Bill, I cannot overstate how sacrosanct grand jury material is. You can go to jail for disclosing that improvidently. So the notion that the public gets to read grand jury, look, it is sacrosanct. So no,
okay.
I think if all these cops did is summarize the evidence against one person who's in prison and one who's dead, no, I don't think a judge is going to release it.
Thank you, Trey. Nice to see you on a Monday. Have a great week. Trey
Yes,
Gowdy.
sir.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.